Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks at TaughtToProfit.com. Today I want to talk to you about giving each and every day. Before I go into this, I want to encourage you to go to my website, TaughtToProfit.com, and sign up for my newsletter so you can be kept up to date with all the new releases, books I'm coming out with, teaching programs, things of that nature that will be very beneficial and a blessing to you. Today I want to talk to you about giving and how you should try to give each and every day. I would like to encourage people and prompt you to try to give each and every day, to really set a goal for yourself of being a giver each and every day. Now, I'm reluctant to say that some people will want to just give hugs or smiles or things like this that are non-monetary in nature, thinking that's good enough. And some will even spiritualize it and say, well, but this is as important as giving money. We don't have to give money to be givers. But the problem with that thinking is that really what that does is it makes an excuse for people who love money. Because see, people who love money who tend to be poor, although there are obviously rich people who love money as well, but they don't want to give. They want to hoard it unto themselves. They want to hold on to and cling to it. And so they would jump at the chance to give a hug or a smile or say something nice to people and call that giving and being a giver, because they don't want to give out of their abundance. They don't want to give of their actual money and possessions, because those things cling to them and they cling to the possessions. You know, the rich young ruler that Jesus said, go and sell what you have and give to the poor, follow me. It wasn't because Jesus wanted him to have nothing. It's because he realized that the man was ruled by his riches. Oftentimes this is the case, including with poor people who don't want to give up everything. And you don't have to give it all up. But when you're not willing to give monetarily, you hold back the blessings of God in your life. And you keep yourself from receiving and having more. 2 Corinthians 9:6 says this, but this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall also reap sparingly, and he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. And it goes on, every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver. And God is able to make all grace abound toward you, that ye, always having all sufficiency in all things, may abound to every good work. See, one of the biggest purposes of having abundance, you're having all sufficiency in all things, is that you can abound to every good work. The person who is abundant, has an abundant life, is a blessed life, is constantly receiving more blessings in because they are sowing, they're giving bountifully. Proverbs 22:9 says, he that hath a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he giveth of his bread to the poor. Doesn't say he gives the poor a hug. Doesn't say he pats him on the back and says, I'm going to pray for you. Doesn't say, I'm going to add you to my prayer list, or any of these things people do that sound spiritual, seem nice, they seem non-materialistic. All spiritualized nonsense in order to keep people serving mammon, showing that they really serve their possessions, they serve money, and they're afraid to give it out. They don't want to give it out. Now, part of it could be because people have a poverty mentality and they just feel there's a lack. There's scarcity in the world. So if I give of this money, little bit of money I have, I'm not going to have any more. And so they hold it on to themselves. But that action in and of itself keeps them in scarcity. There's no actual real scarcity in the world. There's an abundance. But your choices and your mindset creates that scarcity or abundance, depending on how you choose to act. If you choose to have the bountiful eye and sow bountifully and give bountifully, you also receive bountifully. And you'll have all grace abound toward you, and you'll have all sufficiency in all things, that you can abound to every good work. One of the main purposes is that you can abound to every good work, that you can do good works, that you can be good, be a blessing. But you can't do that when you hold it under yourself, or when you try to spiritualize things and make cute little sayings about how you're going to hug somebody and that's how you're going to be a giver each day. There's opportunities almost each and every day that you can have to give materially. And I'm stressing material giving because so many people are tied and attached to their material goods, and they can't give them away. They have no problem hugging somebody or telling somebody something nice or any of these kind of things people talk about to try to say that they're really giving. Those are things you should do anyway. Those should be natural parts of your daily life. But maybe giving material possessions is not as common. And because of the poverty mentality that surrounds so many people and that is reinforced in the world and the news and all these things, many people have no problem clinging and holding on to things for themselves and not giving to the poor and not giving to others. You may say, well, I'm poor. How can I give to the poor? You don't have anything you could possibly give? You know, there's numerous times that I've dealt with homeless people over the years that you give them food, and it's one of the most heartwarming things and heartbreaking at the same time. You give them food, they're hungry, legitimately hungry. These aren't people that went without a meal for the better part of the day. They're hungry people. And yet they offer part of the meal you gave them. They're trying to share it with you. Those are people experiencing actual scarcity. And of course, there's other issues going on that lead to them being in the position they're in. But even poor, even the most poor, being homeless, you can give something. You don't have anything you could give? Do you have flowers growing in your yard? You may say, well, I don't have a yard. Okay. Is there an empty field? Is there a flower you can cut and give to someone? Just don't tell me you have nothing. There's no potential you have to give anything at all to make somebody's day better, to help somebody, to be a blessing to somebody else. And most of you have something monetarily you can give. If you're going to Starbucks each and every day, how about you stop going there? If you don't have any money to give, you stop going there and start using that money you're wasting and start giving it and blessing other people. In the United States, for example, almost every store has some sort of donation system built into their payments. So when you're checking out, you can give $1 to a certain food bank, or you can give to this cancer charity or this children's charity. There's all kinds of opportunities. And how many times do people just click, no, I don't want to donate. No, I don't want to donate. When you could give. It didn't have to be a lot. It could be $1, it could be $2, it could be $50. The dollar amount doesn't matter. It's that you're sowing bountifully. You're constantly, day in and day out, sowing, blessing. Because for you, that person who daily is giving, or to the best of your ability, every day you're trying to give. You're trying to find that opportunity where it exists. And on average, each and every day you've given something. So maybe some days you've given 2 different times. And other days you didn't have a lot of opportunity and you didn't give at all. But the point is, overall, your consistent pattern is of giving. For you, all grace is going to abound to you. And for you, you'll have all sufficiency in all things, and you will abound to every good work. People talk about wanting to be blessed. They pray for God to bless them, but then they don't want to have the bountiful eye. They don't want to be the one that's giving bountifully and from compassion and love. They want to give non-monetary things because they don't want to give up their material possessions. Some of you may be praying for other things. You may be praying for health. You may be praying for deliverance from fear, anxiety, things of this nature. Well, have you considered that maybe all grace isn't abounding towards you because you're not a giver? Maybe you don't have all sufficiency in all things because you're not using what you have to abound to every good work. Maybe your prayer is bouncing off the ceiling, coming right back to you, and not being answered affirmatively like it should be, because in Him, the promises of God in Him are yea and amen. Maybe it's not because you're doing these other things or not doing things you should be doing, such as giving bountifully. And I want to be very clear. I don't have any charity or church for you to give to. I'm not saying this so you can give to me. Oh, go ahead and send me money. I'm not saying anything like that. I don't want you to send me money. I'm not asking for you to send money. So I want to be very clear, because I know there's churches out there that just hammer giving but really it's all directed to them. It's no different than an infomercial because they're just trying to sell you on giving so you give money to them. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you each and every day as you go through life, at work, at home, at school, wherever, there are places and times of opportunity for you to be a giver. And yes, maybe it may be with a charity. Maybe it may be with a church. The vast majority of the time, it's going to be in your daily life. You're at the store, you see someone not able to check out because they forgot their card or they didn't have enough cash. Why don't you buy whatever their food or whatever they're buying for them? If you're that person going to Starbucks, what if you buy the coffee for the person that's coming behind you? There are things you can do to be a blessing that don't cost a lot, but they leave a lasting impression on people and really create a domino effect of blessings. Because the person that is blessed by you oftentimes turns around and blesses someone else. Don't just cling to things. Don't hold on to your money as if it's scarce and there's a limited amount and you can only have so much. And you need to hold it, not give, and not disperse, and not bless. I'm telling you, my friend, if you will give and give bountifully and sow bountifully, you will reap bountifully. It always works. And you may not see it immediately. It's not like you give today and then tomorrow there's a check in your mailbox. But it could happen that quickly. And then you also align everything else up in your life to have all grace abound toward you and to have all sufficiency in all things. And you just open the floodgates of blessings and prosperity and health and all the good things, all things in your life. And then in turn, you can be trusted because you're faithful in little. You can be trusted in much, and you'll be trusted in much, and you'll be able to have more and more and more because you can be trusted to give more and more and more. So my friend, I pray this is a blessing for you, and I pray that you'll be enriched in everything to all bountifulness. May God bless you richly.